Me, I am a memoir. I said a memoir. We're going deep. We're going down too deep into the regular verse. Oh yeah, the regular verse. Regular.
Hello, Emily. I have a spring in my step because we're not watching an episode of Mariah's World.
Oh, it's really getting you down, isn't it?
It is. And we are but to face again in the regular dome.
Yeah, we love the regular dome.
Yes.
It's a bit dusty.
It is a little.
It's a little, like, there's more room in here than I expected.
Oh.
Probably because we haven't sold a single ticket.
Wow, I'm expecting you to tell us all about that. And you know what? We've got so much to cover. I think we should jump straight into the prolo moments and you just giving us the disappointing news with like the one bit of good news you got this week.
Prolo moments. First up, divorce rumors.
Swirling.
What is going on? The greatest love story never told may have ended.
No, don't say it isn't so.
I know. Even People magazine have reported that they hadn't been together in 47 days.
Ooh.
Ben and Jen, not together. And
the
you know, People
countdown.
magazine are so far up celebrities. They could conduct colonoscopies for free while they were in there.
Yeah.
So for them to actually take a stand and go, haven't been seen for 47 days. So after that was reported, Ben and Jen mysteriously turned up at an event supporting their kids.
Yes.
They arrived separately. But they gave each other a big kiss when they arrived on the cheek.
Oh,
Air
lovely.
kisses.
Yeah. Like drag queens.
Yeah. I know. Like, not even, like, because they've been so PDA everywhere.
Yeah.
It was weird for them to be like, oh, yeah, no, we're still together. You smell real bad. They were wearing their wedding rings very sensibly. They went to the graduation of Ben's daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, if you want to have like a wholesome moment, Jennifer Garner, whose daughter it is also, obviously, she posted a video of the graduation because she's getting quite emotional about it. Oh my gosh, she's graduating from high school. Yeah! She's so adorable. I love her. She's my favourite of the Jens.
I'm nearly rid of that Ben. Like, I don't have to deal with him anymore.
Speaking of the Jens, so this is an adjunct to my other podcast, Adam Richard Has a Theory. So there was a Doctor Who episode recently. The girl in it, Millie Gibson from Coronation Street, plays a character called Ruby, and the episode required her to age till she was in her 40s. And she had like a pair of glasses on and didn't look, you know, really that much older, but she had a wig on for longer hair. And everyone's like, oh my God, they haven't, like, the makeup's terrible. She needs to look much older. And I'm like, she's meant to be 40. This is Jennifer Lopez at 55.
Yeah. I know.
And then the next day I was like, this is Jennifer Garner on with glasses at 53.
Yeah.
This is Jennifer Aniston at 55.
All the Jens.
All of the Jens look amazing.
Yeah.
So calm down with your just putting a pair of glasses on in a week doesn't make you look 40.
It's very shizzle that. I am concerned for poor Ben though.
Yeah.
That he may run out of women named Jen to marry.
No, he hasn't married Jennifer Aniston yet.
Okay.
Plenty of time. He can go younger with Jennifer Lawrence.
True.
He could get onto some J-Hud action.
Yeah.
He's like,
Oh my God, can we please have that? Ben Affleck on the Jennifer Hudson show.
Oh my God, can you imagine it?
Can you imagine?
Yeah, there's plenty of Jennifers left.
Okay.
There are so many Jens.
Good.
It's a regular name.
It is a regular name.
It's a
You're
very
right.
regular name.
Yeah.
So they also went to Ben's son's basketball game together. Paparazzi saw them. I wonder how they knew they were going to be there.
Yeah, interesting.
So it actually happened. Now, Jen was asked about the split while promoting her latest film.
Space Jen.
Space Jen. Which is about maintaining a perfect head of hair while driving a giant robot.
Which she manages. So good for her.
My ridiculous fiance gets so angry whenever the trailer comes on. He's like, how? How is her hair like that? I'm like, you believe all the other stuff.
I know.
Yeah, I buy all of that, but I can't buy the hair.
See, that's the one thing I probably could buy. that J-Lo would be absolutely getting her hair fixed in an apocalypse
She really would.
on another planet.
The AI can do my hair.
Yeah.
It's like I went to see. Have you seen the movie Gothica?
Yes.
With Halle Berry and Robert Downey Jr. I saw that with my sister, and she's just like, I just, they would never put her in the same institution where she worked. Like that just
I know.
would not happen
the whole movie
ever.
would not happen.
And I'm like, you're fine with being possessed by ghosts.
Yeah.
She goes, yeah, I can go with that. But they would never.
Yeah.
You can't. You've got to, like, the real things have to be real.
That does come up in this week's episode with some of the therapy sessions.
Oh, don't even. So, a journo on this tour, when she's doing the publicity tour, asked if her relationship was in trouble, which is never the question you ask. I've explained this before.
Especially not to J-Lo.
No. You could get an answer out of her. If the question you asked was, Jennifer, how are you feeling about all these terrible rumours that are going around about your relationship status? Yeah. And then she would accidentally reveal something.
Yes.
But if you just come in with, what's going on with you and Ben, are you divorced? And she said, you know better than that.
If you know, you know.
You know. I mean, you know better than that is not exactly a nervous laugh followed by, we're in love, of course. Why would you ask such a question? We're in love.
Yeah, that's a little bit more. You've been briefed on this.
Yeah.
And I will be speaking to the manager.
Yeah. You're fired.
Yeah, you don't have a job anymore.
No, I asked plenty of those questions I wasn't meant to ask, and I never got fired. Now I'm going to we're going to get more news on this in the J blog.
Yeah.
But Jen has decided to cancel her concert tour. It was called This Is Me Now when it was about the album and movie, and then it was called This Is Me Live, the greatest hits.
Yeah.
And then when that was after nobody bought tickets to the first version, and now it's called This Is Me Poor. Refunds available from Ticketmaster.
Oh no!
Because it's not cheap.
Yeah.
Like you got to rent those places out. Yeah. Like there's a deposit on an arena that you're not getting back.
Because I don't know how much you've gone into this, but there's obviously been a lot of talk around it on the socials. And a lot of people are saying it's because she stole Ashanti's vocals in 2003.
Yeah. It's a long time to hold a grudge.
It's a long time to hold a grudge. Realistically, I think it's a mixture of poor calculations, let's say.
Yeah.
You know, maybe overestimating
how popular
the success and the popularity.
Yeah.
As well as the fact that no one can afford this shit.
No,
like, we really can't.
No one's got any money.
And there was I think a Variety or a Vulture article that was like, yeah, okay, you don't have to love it, but 200 people just lost their jobs.
Yeah.
Really, like at the end of the day,
realistically,
that's really sad. Yeah. And it probably was actually really hard.
Well, I don't know whether it was Variety, because they've been very uncharitable about printing ticket maps.
Yes,
from the Ticketmaster website of how few seats were sold.
Yeah.
It's not okay. But there are a bunch of experts who've weighed in on these two stories.
Okay.
And how they might be related.
When you say experts, you mean us?
Yeah. No, there was an insider, in inverted commas, someone, a source close to the stars.
Yeah.
Worcestershire.
Yeah. Why did we both go there? Soyces say.
Soyces close to the star. Ben apparently was all over her for their first year of marriage, and now he can barely crack a fat.
Oh no!
I'm reading between the lines, but that's essentially the gist into a fan of what they were saying.
Yeah.
But another expert in public relations says this kind of rumor that's going on about their divorce, their impending divorce, their breakup, is often fabricated to mask certain career failures that they want to distract attention away from. Okay. Like a magician doing a trick.
Yeah.
It's like, look over here while I fuck the rabbit.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how magicians work.
Poor Molly.
Poor Molly. So yeah.
I love that. That's how, I don't know how they work, but I assume it's something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. So yeah, they kind of hide things like critically derided movies, a concert that isn't selling. So when someone says I'm cancelling to spend more time with my family, It sounds like a true thing that they have to do to save their marriage, and way more positive than I'm cancelling because you shunts didn't buy a ticket.
Yeah. This is your fault.
Yeah. Now, if I was unkind, I would point out other people who are younger and came to singing earlier that were asked to come back to Las Vegas and do a whole nother run. But I wouldn't, because that would be rude. And I would not point out anything like that to someone who's older, much older, and came to singing late. Now, Jen, as we mentioned on our publicity trail for a new Netflix movie called Atlas Vegas Shayesh. Space Jen. It's taken over her gram. So there's not much on the gram except for Atlas Vegas Shayesh.
Okay.
And it's also taken over the internet. It's the most watched thing on Netflix.
Yeah.
1.3 billion streamed minutes, whatever that means.
It's did you see the tally?
No.
There's a top 10.
Yes.
Oh my god! Like a lot of people. Like 3 or 4 times at the second place.
Yes.
Viewership. I was like, whoa.
Yeah.
People be loving their Space Jam.
People want Space Jam. That's all we've ever wanted, is to just blast Jen into space. I'd never see her again. With good hair. To promote the film, she's teaching Simu Liu how to do dance moves.
Cute.
From her many iconic music videos. All of the dance breaks come up.
Okay.
Like, those mid of the song dance breaks.
that make no
She
sense.
shows him how to do those. He jumps along. There's a scene where she's freaking out about Sterling K. Brown getting his eyeball popped out for the movie. And she's like, I couldn't do that. I'm like, yeah, because even your hair couldn't be untidy. Of course you couldn't do the eyeball thing. That looks too much like actual acting. And look, it wouldn't be a prolo moment if we didn't find out what was happening in the world of pre-mixed alcoholic beverages. There's a new flavor. A new flavor, light margarita.
Oh,
I know. She's promoting it by wandering around in the midriff.
of course.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And let's not go into the comments on that. But there are many. And while we're in the prolo moments, I guess it's time to find out what's on the J-blog.
We've had 2 submissions.
2 submissions?
Considering that this is...
You had nothing since Christmas.
I know.
And suddenly... She's got to spend more time with her family. She's going to email you about it.
She does. And it very much is tied into what is already out there. But I thought I'll read the words from her. From
the J-blog itself.
Yes. So the first one came in and was the cancellation. So we get an official note from, the Eventbrite or whoever it is. Who is it?
Oh, it's Eventbrite. That's the free one we used to fill up the audience at Hard Quiz. Live Nation.
Well, I mean, let's be real. She probably was using Eventbrite. Maybe she should have. Bit of promo ticks.
A few promo ticks wouldn't have gone astray.
So that was sent through, and then she added a little thing at the bottom which tells us, I am completely heartsick and devastated about letting you down, us personally. Please know that I wouldn't do this if I didn't feel that it was absolutely necessary.
Absolutely necessary. You've seen the headlines.
Yeah. Necessary. I promise I will make it up to you.
I've got to cut these balls.
No. It's more of a mug, I think, at this point.
It's a cup of tuna.
A mochaccino, a baby tuna.
A mug of tuna. I've got a mug of tina's balls. Balls.
Oh, he said I got it wrong. It was more of a latte. Oh, God. I'm not going to make a long black joke. I'm not.
Oh, my God.
She said, I promise I will make it up to you. Please don't. And we will all be together again. Aww. Maybe she's just going to go out on the Janet tour. And do that. That'd be fun.
Just back up dancing.
I would watch that.
With Paula Abdul.
Yes.
Just them 2 up the back. Trying to prove who can do a slut drop better. Yeah.
None of them. Me. I'll go out there and do it. I love you all so much. Until next time. ...
Until next.
So there's going to be a cancellation part 2. Just like you.
The greatest concert tour never sold.
Yes. I would not buy a ticket to that.
The greatest concert never sold.
I'm looking forward to that coming up on Eventbrite. And then just as I was making my notes,
Yes.
I got an email. And it came through and then it disappeared. I was like, where did it go? Did she unsend it? It had gone to junk. I think even Hotmail is diverting Jen's communications.
If you get 2 in 1 week, that's too many.
Too much.
Yeah.
No, that's a DP that we don't want.
Yeah, nobody wants that DP.
No, any other kind.
Any other kind. More than happy to accommodate
Keep
DPs, but not a DP of blogs, Jen blogs.
Now, what's interesting, this one and the last one are written slightly differently. So I don't know if that means that Jen isn't writing them or is. Because,
she is
probably not writing the other ones.
So although pretending to, pass off something that someone else has done as if you've done it is also on brand.
Peak.
Yeah.
So she starts with, hi, everybody. Normally it's like, hi, J-lovers or something.
J-lovers.
I think she's saying everybody just to let us know there's heaps of people on this chain.
No, you know why? Because this is like the front page of her website.
Yeah.
I went there today.
Did you?
And that was there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she's doubling, it's DP a blog. Yeah. She's really getting into it.
I really like the design of her website.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it fun?
It's like inside the AI. Of the Atlas
robot?
Yeah.
So she said, I just found out some great news, which obviously we've touched on, but it's all because of you.
Because of you. Because of
Exactly. Yeah. She tried to sing it. Nothing came out.
No.
Atlas is #1 worldwide again this week.
Again.
Thank you all so much. It may seem like there's a lot of negativity out in the world right now.
About my concert tour that no one bought tickets to, and my husband leaving me because he couldn't get a fat anymore because I wouldn't mug his balls.
That's the ... There is a ... and that's what goes in that space. Oh no.
I'm obsessed with mugging the balls now.
Oh my god. Too much.
We've got to stop doing it inside the regular door.
No.
It's too hysterical.
So negativity out in the world because of those reasons.
The negativities.
But don't let the voices of a few drown out that there is so several O's. Uni. So much love out there. Heart. Love heart.
Love heart emoji.
Thank you.
When she says the voices of a few, she does just mean us two, doesn't she?
I think she means Ashanti, Christina.
Yeah. The people who sang her songs.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love you all so much. She's really letting us know.
Your love is back.
Jennifer. Full name.
Full name?
I don't think we
Jennifer.
ever get Jennifer.
Oh, Jen.
Yeah.
Get out.
I know.
That's why you thought it wasn't written by her.
Yeah.
Because she never uses the full regular name.
It's Jen, Jenny, J-Lo.
Maybe Jennifer Garner wrote that one.
Yeah.
Aniston.
You've got to wonder what Garner thinks of the whole thing.
Oh, Garner would be just going, they can have their drama.
Yeah. And also, we need a Bride Wars style movie of Jen and Jen. Because they are both very good actors in very different ways.
Yes.
And
Jennifer Aniston. It needs to be a 3-way Jen.
Yes.
It should be a remake of The First Wives Club.
Yeah. Who would play who?
They're all Goldie Hawn.
No one wants to be Diane Keaton.
No one wants to be Diane
I find it fascinating that Diane Keaton is so quirky and funky in real life.
Oh, yeah. Bonkers.
And plays the most nothing characters you've ever seen in your whole life. I don't understand.
But she's just adorable, though.
Yeah.
Like, even on screen, you're like, this character's going nowhere, but I like her.
Yeah, I'm having fun.
Yeah. I know, it's weird.
But that does bring us mugfully to
Mug.
the end of the J-blog.
We've mugged the blog. Gently mugged it.
Yeah.
We weren't forceful.
No.
She could have cut her nails, though.
Talking about me. Which terrifyingly means it is time to get the lowdown on the down mug.
Getting the lowdown on the down. All right, so this is the movie.
Okay.
Last time we did the album. This is Me Now.
And they're different.
They're different, yes. Okay. This is a movie. This is me, ... now.
And the ... is...
colon.
Is that
yeah.
mugging off the husband?
Yeah, mugging off your husband. Colon, a love story, the movie, the musical, the
series.
Yeah. So that's its full title. It was released on Amazon.
Okay.
The
net, like the
on the
streaming
Amazon,
service?
yeah,
or
Amazon Prime
jungle?
Video. No, not the jungle,
Okay.
and not that it would turn up to your house in a little brown paper bag.
Oh.
That's a different kind of. I mean, it's the same Amazon,
Okay.
but they will deliver a movie into your television directly. You don't have to get it in a box anymore.
Okay, but not a full movie.
Not a full movie.
A shortened
barely
movie.
50 minutes. Now, it is described as a romantic drama musical film.
Yeah, sure.
Sure. It was directed by Dave Meyers, who has directed a bunch of commercials.
Okay.
One or two other films, not good ones. And a lot of music videos,
Yes.
including both versions of I'm Real.
Ah,
Yes.
Okay.
With Jennifer Lopez. Through the Rain
interesting.
for Mariah.
The sunflowers. Yeah. Church.
And pretty much any iconic Pink video you can imagine.
Yeah.
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 All of those. Same guy. Also recently, Espresso by Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, that's a big one.
Yeah, I know. That's
I'm a singer or whatever.
That's a kid, yeah. Now, the screenplay is by Jennifer Lopez and Matt Walton, based on a story by Jennifer Lopez, the director Dave Meyers, and Chris Schaefer. Now, I'm not going to go too much into the production of the film because we do have a whole other movie where that happens.
Do we? That's longer.
That is longer than this film. So let's, you're going to make me watch that because you're anal.
It's a triple DP of This Is Me.
Yeah.
So you have to.
We do have to get the third P in.
Otherwise, what's the
D.
point? It's not real.
Yeah, exactly. It didn't happen. So released on Amazon Prime Video, February 16, 3 days after its premiere at a single session at the Dolby Theatre, which is where they have the Oscars.
Oh, heaven.
In a shopping centre.
Well, she can't make it to the Oscars, so...
Yeah. No one's invited her to that.
Yeah, she's like, do that
so
myself.
I'll premiere my not quite a full movie at this place. The movie was the #1 film on Amazon Prime Video in the US, Cambodia, Jordan, Latvia, and Tanzania, and appeared in the top 10 in 30 countries. Now, in Australia, it didn't crack the top 10 overall. But Amazon Prime is second behind Netflix with the number of users it has.
Yes, sure.
So it really could have if it wanted to.
Yeah.
If it tried.
Yeah, didn't.
But it didn't.
I mean, I would have gone to IMAX to see whatever this is.
I would not.
It would be an experience.
It would be. I mean, I went to IMAX to see Godzilla X Kong, A New Empire, or whatever it's called. Yeah. In the 3D goggles.
That was the first one of this series.
Yeah,
I
that was the first one.
Yeah.
From the Monsterverse. She's only slightly more terrifying
She's
than
leveling
Godzilla.
up.
But yeah, it's I don't think I would. I feel like I would feel a bit ripped off if I'd paid to see this at the cinema.
I wouldn't pay to see it.
And it was finished before the hour was up. Anyway.
Though you'd pay more for that.
Yeah, I would pay more for half a film. Yeah. Are you ready for me to
I have to sing
really, truly low down this?
Okay. Are you ready for me? I have to sing you in, don't I?
Yeah.
Fabnopsis Mug.
Oh, wow. Ooh! There's the MGM Lion. So we think it's a cool musical like in the old days. Oh, and then there's Jen's Vanity Publishing logo. It's even got old movie musical strings. I'm feeling very hopeful at this point. I'll be disappointed very soon. J-Lo narrates a Puerto Rican myth about a Leda and Taru, who are some kind of indigenous Romeo and Juliet. But they're rendered in a series of AI paintings. Yeah. And all the women look like Jen.
Yeah.
When she was 27. She turns into a red flower. Taru turns into a hummingbird.
Aww.
And apparently if you see a hummingbird going from flower to flower to flower to flower, it's Taru searching for his true love. And the hummingbird becomes the mysterious 13th sign of the zodiac. This is me now. That appears on the screen, the title.
Dot, dot, dot.
Dot, dot, dot. So Jen's mother told her that story 1,000 times.
1,000, they counted.
And so when she grew up, she wanted to be in love.
Oh, I love that that's what she took from it.
Yeah.
I want to be in that much pain too.
Yeah. I want to be in love. Like, she didn't take any other lesson from that at all.
Nope.
No lesson about, look at this futile search for bullshit.
Yeah.
That never you found. Yeah.
And they're still not together.
Okay. Anyway, she tells us this while Ben rides a motorbike across a wet landscape. And she hangs on the back in a fluffy coat. And there's no way this is really happening because there isn't enough insurance in the world to cover these two doing this without helmets on.
Yeah.
Then they come off the motorbike. Oh, the motorbike tumbles, it crashes, it's all very devastating. And then some hideous Tucker Carlson's...
So I'm now picturing Unbreak My Heart starting. Because remember that was the video clip?
Yes, that was the video clip. Unbreak My Heart. And that hot Tyson guy.
I know.
He was so hot.
Yeah. Now he's dead.
Yeah.
In the video.
In the video.
I didn't realise.
That's why her break was unbroken.
Yes.
Yeah, she wanted to unbreak her heart because it had been broken by the busted motorbike.
And Jen shows her how that's done.
Yeah. Jen goes, oh, yeah, no. This is, I've seen this before. We'll do that. I'm very good at doing things that other people have already done. Anyway, then there is some hideous Tucker Carlson Sky News wannabe, which is just Ben in a stupid wig and a stupid accent.
Do you know what's so bad? I did not click to this being Ben Affleck until the end.
Oh, no.
I wasn't... There was so much going on.
There's so much going on.
I couldn't zero in on his face.
No.
It
Well,
was
they
just
don't spend a lot of time with it.
No, I'm like, and then that's there, and it's, oh,
Yeah,
she's in this
there's-
house, and that's probably not real, but it looks real. I don't understand.
It's very, it's a lot. He says things. There's a big mechanical heart.
Yeah.
It's going haywire. And then all the red flowers are dying. And Jen's wearing a dirty singlet in a factory break room.
Yeah.
Not eating anything on her lunch break. On brand. But she's looking for negative stories in a magazine. What does People magazine saying about the 47 days? Jen looks at the big steampunk heart and realizes something is terribly wrong.
Oh, Jen.
She yells that it's going to break, but all the workers are too busy dancing to give a shit. Yeah. The pedal level is critical and heart rupture is imminent.
Oh, no, what am I going to do?
Like, every time I think of the word imminent, I think of when Chrissy Swan told me a story about when she was in the Big Brother house with Reggie.
Oh, no.
And, the Big Brother voice would come on and go, housemates, an eviction is imminent. And Reggie would go, oh my God, there's an eviction in a minute.
Oh, no. That tracks.
So bless her. Anyway, Jen, really concerned about this heart rupture, but doesn't stop her joining in on the dancing, which seems to be achieving nothing.
No.
But that's the workplace they're in. I guess that's one of the tasks they have to do.
It's, what is it they say, like the PDFs or whatever they call it? Your review? I don't have to do it because I'm a contractor.
You're
EDPs or something? POVs?
Peer review? No, you're something
It's like,
review.
the things you've got to hit.
Oh, yeah, KPIs.
KPIs!
Yes, your key performance indicators.
Yes, it's one of them. She's got to do it.
Yeah, you got to dance. That's one of your key performance indicators. Yeah. Then she starts singing Hearts and Flowers and joins the industrial heart workers at the furnace, also doing a dance.
Yep.
Yeah. There's an announcement that pedal supply is depleted, and Jen sees all the dead plants with some turned over baskets.
It sounds so much more bonkers when you read it to me. It's bonkers to watch.
It's mad.
But it's so much more bonkers.
I know. When you try to explain it, you're like, I tried to make it funny, and then I'm like, no,
don't need to try.
I'm just going to read out what happens. Jen goes to help the lab coat wearing gardeners.
Yeah.
To do a dance in the mud, which also doesn't seem to help. But I guess it's on the thing.
I'm excited. I've only watched a snippet of the documentary,
Yes.
and the mud comes up.
Oh, okay.
So
the mud is
very
important. Okay.
Yeah.
So the mud dancing seems to involve them bending each other over conveyor belts and slapping one another.
Yeah.
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 Because that's what you do
Yes.
when you're a lab coat wearing gardener
Absolutely.
doing a sapphic dance in the mud.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Look, I don't want to kink shame anyone. This is the weirdest science gardening orgy of all time.
But also kind of the best. It's arguably the best one because it's the only one.
It's the only one. Yeah. Like, no one who went, you know what we need? Scientists who do gardening of dead petals in the mud and then scissor one another on a conveyor belt.
Yeah.
Like,
That does sound like the recent season of Doctor Who, though. In fairness, if you handed it to the right, Russell T Davies would know what to do with
he
that.
would know what to do with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. He would make us feel sad about it instead of confused.
Yes.
Which is what we are. Yeah. Jen climbs up a ramp and gets drenched because I guess her singlet wasn't tight enough.
Oh.
And there's a lot of fire going on, so I don't know where the water came from, but there it was. Nobody's told her in 15 minutes how great she looks for her age, perhaps. So she has to, go, look how good I look for my age. Make it tighter. Then Jen gets on a big metal doohickey, Miley Cyrus Wrecking Ball style.
Yeah.
Because there's not a single bit of imagery from any music video that came out in the last 50 years that she hasn't plumbed for this movie. She gets hoisted to an upper gantry where there's a lot of unnecessary lightning and sparks going off. The announcement says the Heart Factory's shutting down. Oh, this is just like when she was the welder in that Flashdance ripoff video.
Yes.
Shutting down. There's a malfunction. There's danger.
There is.
It's all in the announcement, just in case we weren't aware.
Just
in case we weren't aware by the lightning, the fire, or the scientist wearing coats in the garden, slapping each other in the mud on the conveyor belt. That things are not right here. There's something wrong happening. I really don't understand. It doesn't stop Jen singing, and she enters a toxic environment in just her singlet. I mean, I presume there's toxicity or high radiation because everyone else is in a big rubber jumpsuit with a little plastic face window. But she's like, no, I can come in here in my singlet because I'm Jen Lo. I am regular and I repel ticket buyers and all toxic substances. I repel everything. She gets into a red jumpsuit and then starts rapping to herself.
She does.
Then she walks out on a tightrope to the heart. Why are there so many very dangerous methods to restart machines in movies? Like, whenever someone has to restart something in a movie, somehow it's almost deadly.
Got to do a tightrope.
You've got to walk on a tightrope. There's no guardrails. Like, I don't know if you've watched Star Wars, but there's never guardrails in space.
No.
Never guardrails in the future.
Interesting. In the future, or space.
I feel like in the future and in space, there would be more guardrails. Because as we've gotten older, I feel like there's more guardrails now than there have ever been in my life.
And there's more Alyssa Milanos, as we've discovered.
Way more Alyssa
in
Milanos.
space.
Yeah, in space.
So,
yeah. There would be guardrails and Alyssa Milano.
Yes, everywhere.
Yes. This movie is unrealistic.
That's the only reason why.
Yeah, that's the only reason why.
I do want to just quickly do a hair check. How does Gary feel about her hair at this moment?
He is not allowed to watch this movie.
Okay.
Yeah. He would
because he will spin around singing "This Is Me Now."
No.
Sorry, I was on key. I apologize.
Yeah, what were you thinking? Do it properly.
I need the guardrails.
It was the guardrails. So she gets a jar from the heart door, then goes inside. Everything's on fire.
Yeah.
So obviously someone's been eating chili. Because that's how you get heartburn. Yeah, I'm so glad you got to that joke. It was terrible, but I did it. Jen throws the spare pedal into the heart and has a flashback to the motorbike crashing with Ben. And then Ben is a hideous newsreader again who says love must die. And then she hallucinates the hummingbird. And then she hears someone say, you know how much I love you. And then she wakes up. It was all a dream.
Well, is it though?
I don't know.
because there's so many sections of this.
It's like a
That's
lot.
kind of the end of the first one.
Yeah.
So just my reaction to this little moment. I am glad she introduced us with one of the more tolerable songs.
Yes.
That's
yes.
a point.
Yeah. That was riffing on one of her older songs that she didn't sing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. We're into that.
Look, the drama's there.
There's a lot of
We've
drama.
got the drama.
Yeah.
And,
Lesbian scientists in the mud who are farming petals. That's drama just in that sentence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in all of the drama and the choreography, it's all so over and underdone. It's very...
I don't know how they manage that.
But and this will come up throughout the whole movie. This is Titanic level effects.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, why does this look so spectacular? I have no idea what's happening.
No.
Or why.
No concept
But
at all.
it looks amazing.
It looks
like,
amazing.
I was like, what is happening? I don't understand.
Apparently it went a bit over budget.
Just a smidge.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was...
And she financed it all herself, so that was her budget.
Right. That might explain why the visual effects were done in Canada and New South Wales.
New South Wales. Oh no, we have a very good effects.
I was impressed. I was like, go us.
Because of the Disney Studios.
Ah.
Because they film a lot of things. Like that recent Apes movie was shot in at that place. And they do a lot of the Marvels and a lot of the... Yeah. So yeah, it's down the road from my house. But so there's a lot of effects houses in Sydney. But yeah, there are a lot of effects houses. A lot of effects.
Yeah.
In this movie.
But I'm not mad at it.
No, the heart looks amazing.
Yeah.
Whatever it is.
Yes, exactly.
I mean, it's a metaphor.
It's the content is more the issue then.
Yes. So this has all been a metaphor, we discover, because she's in therapy.
Yes.
Fat Joe is her doctor.
Regular Joe.
Regular Joe. Happy with his size, Joe. Is her doctor. She's been having dreams and she's very made up for a therapy session.
Oh, God, yeah.
My therapist is lucky if I bother to put pants on.
Yeah.
Because it's on the Zoom.
You're not allowed in the room.
Yeah. Not anymore. Fat Joe says something about hummingbird zodiac fantasies, and then she calls him a Taurus and wonders what sign his wife is.
No.
What is even this scene? Jen's friends don't like her new man.
No.
And then she wakes up in an apartment entirely made of glass.
Yes.
Every single wall is see-through, and it's making me wonder where you go to have a private wank.
To the fan?
I'll stand in front of the fan. It's the only thing that's blocking the view.
Yeah.
Ben's on TV again talking bollocks about what people like and asks why his poop is
I literally
green.
wrote that down. Because I will say, like, just before we get into the rebound, Fat Joe's not doing a terrible job.
No, he's great.
I was like, okay, not the best acting ever, but better than I expected. I said, does Jen really have this many friends? And I did enjoy Ben's headlines, including, why my poop green?
Why is my poop green? He's obviously just making that up as he goes along.
Yeah.
I wish that was a joke. That is an actual Ben dialogue for the movie. Why? I don't understand. Jen's wearing a heaven cardigan that almost goes to her ankles. It's like a slanket, like, a sleeved blanket.
I wanna wear that.
Or a reverse snuggie.
Yeah.
Or an hoodie without the hood. Just an E.
Yeah. Isn't he?
Jen's new boyfriend that nobody likes is hugging her. He's a Libra.
Right.
And meticulous. And it keeps her focused. He gets angry about being called
Don't tell him
meticulous.
that. Being meticulous. He thinks she means ridiculous.
Yeah, he doesn't know. He gets angry and throws booze on the floor and then pushes her into the wall and punches... I want to say the wall, or is it the window? I can't tell. It's one of the... Anyway, it cracks because it's glass. She fixes his bleeding knuckles. And for some reason, they're tied to each other with bungee cords.
Yes.
So that the lyrics of Rebound, which she'd started singing, make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I say that I respect the restraint that it took to not have a product placement for Dolola?
Oh my God.
In this moment.
In this moment.
Really?
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. We barely even see what the alcohol is.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Which is weird because you can see literally everything in this apartment.
Yeah. I'm surprised the paint product placement didn't come in to make the walls opaque. I still will never get over that paint product placement in the song for this movie.
She got a window tinter in.
Yes. Oh wow, it's so much. So he smacks her, then tries to strangle her with the bungee cord, which is not okay, and it's made to look kind of sexy and fun.
It's a confusing.
Was not okay.
Yeah.
With the depiction of the family violence.
I feel like it was a weird mixed bag because on one hand, interpretive dance can be a really great, powerful way to show things off. And there were moments of that where I was like, oh, I get... And they're showing the other people in the building and the different dynamics. I thought that was clever.
Yeah.
But then there'd be a moment of weirdness that was almost too real. Yeah. And you're like, well, now it feels exploitative. I know they're not intending it to.
Yeah.
But because the song is just rebound, rebound. I'm like, it's too jarring. Yeah. I'm like, I understand and I appreciate the thought behind it.
But the execution.
And the problem is they get it right in some spots, which then highlights the spots that they've not gotten it right. Yeah. And you just go, huh.
Also, it's, because the music is diegetic and non-diegetic at the same time, you're like, what is happening? And there's so much Foley on their dancing.
So much.
I don't know why that was happening. Yeah. Like, that was just like, oh, is this to make us think that it's a movie and not a musical?
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on. But yeah, the actual physical violence followed up by sexy dancing is not okay. Yeah. It doesn't work. There's a pan around the entire glass apartment to other people in their weird bungee bondage setups. Most of them are involved in some form of domestic violence or other. It's ugly behaviour, trying to look beautiful, and I can't tell if it's meant to be a metaphor or if it's just fucked.
I the same feeling in terms of, I'm like, is it a little bit of a Glass Houses reference? You know, people in Glass Houses. Maybe, I don't know if it's trying to do everything and overthinking it. Yeah. Or it's not trying hard enough to do one thing. Yeah. If that makes sense. Like the idea's there.
If it was purely dance... Yeah. And we got the impression through dance that there was abuse happening. Yes. I would be like, oh, I get this. Yeah. Like, I see what you're doing. Yeah. It's disturbing, but also it's dance. And this is the form you've chosen to tell it in. Instead, we get a bit of a smack around, and a choke, every time, and then a dance.
Like, I could understand, say, the rope. Okay, that's wrapping around you. Yeah. But then
we're stuck together. I can't get away from him.
Yeah. Yeah. And with the Foley, like you said, those are the moments I'm like, no, we get it. You don't need to tell us.
Stop gilding the lily.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's too much. Anyway, Jen picks up a piece of the window that old mate cracked when he punched it, and she uses it to sever her bungee cord and run away. She's got no shoes on. How did she not cut herself on the glasses she picked up from the floor? Yeah. She locks herself in the entirely see-through bathroom. Old mate starts punching the walls again because he loves her, and also he's a violent asshole. She looks around the apartment building to see all the other couples tied up and making love or fighting, and she screams. And her voice breaks all of the glass, which we know is impossible because she's never once been able to hit the correct pitch.
Maybe the glass just dropped itself on the floor.
Maybe. As all the glass smashes, she remembers fun times, bungee dancing with the new guy, as all the other couples dance with their bungee cords and their apartments shatter around them because of Jen and her impossible pitchiness. It seems a bit selfish.
A little bit.
To break everyone else's apartment.
But also very Jen.
Yeah, very Jen.
The hair thing does come up here because I did say maybe they could have not had Jen having perfect hair while locked in the room screaming.
If she's got perfect hair while piloting a robot in space,
she's got to have her hair.
She can have perfect hair in an apartment while breaking all the windows with her impossible pitchiness.
Absolutely. Because I feel like the acting's there.
Yeah, you know, she's delivering the actor when she can be bothered.
But it was like, But then, as I said, admittedly, they messed her hair up a little bit at the end. Yeah. So it was a little bit teased. Yeah. And she had like one little drop of blood on her hand or something.
Well, no, she does walk across the broken glass in her bare feet finally and gets all cut up this time. Not earlier, weirdly. Yeah. Same amount of broken glass, but hey. Her boyfriend throws a brick at the one intact piece of glass.
Yeah, I don't know why the brick's in there, but
as she walks away, I know, it's an entire building made of glass, but with one brick. Yeah. Her friend comes to collect her, and she says, "Fuck Libras." Deep, babe, deep. Fuck Libras. Then we go from the planet Earth to a giant hole in the sky. You could actually triple DP that hole.
Oh, more than triple.
Yeah, you could do,
If that's an infinity DP.
That's an infinity
what that
DP.
is.
That's right there. Yeah. Jane Fonda is up there looking at this through a telescope.
Yeah.
And she doesn't get it. Neither do we, babes.
Yeah, no.
Neither do we. She's Sagittarius, apparently. Trevor Noah, who is playing Libra, is reading to her from a manual saying Libra and Leo is supposed to work.
Oh, what are we going to do?
What are we going to do? Kim Petras, who is Virgo, says, nobody likes a drunk boy. Kiki Palmer, who's Scorpio, wants to know what's with all the bad boys. Yeah. And Post Malone, who is playing Leo, wonders if it's daddy issues.
Oh. Daddy never really gets mentioned.
Daddy never really
gets mentioned.
In Jen's life.
No. I have to say, of the famous little council, I'm particularly fond of Sofia Vergara, Jennifer Lewis, and Kiki Palmer's performances.
Oh, yes.
I have no fucking idea what's going on, and that's why it's perfection.
Yeah, it's perfect. I've got to tell you that Post Malone is really pushing a lot of buttons for me.
Is he?
Yeah.
I will say, for all of the talk around her not getting famous people in this role, there's some very fucking famous people in this film.
There's some very famous people, yeah.
Whatever it is.
And given that this is obviously why she wanted them for it to be the star signs.
Yes.
Star
signs, get it? Because she's both.
Oh, yeah. So Sofia Vergara is Cancer, and she has her own telescope and thinks she can see Jen's father's house from there.
I wonder if these people were all together. I assume they probably weren't.
I don't think they were in the same room.
But it would be interesting.
Jane Fonda, Sagittarius, points out how smart and strong and beautiful that Jen is. Beautiful. She says that. She remembers that like, oh, fuck, I've been told I have to say that one. Beautiful. Like, oh, beautiful. And wonders why she always has to be with someone. Jennifer Lewis, who is both Geminis and amazing as both of them, says she's still searching. Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh, God. But also, I can.
Of course.
I love it.
The scientist is Taurus. Where was he when they were doing the pedal farming? Like, he's an actual scientist.
He couldn't interrupt.
Well, I guess also he's theoretical physics and they were doing practical science.
Yes.
Yeah. Neil deGrasse Tyson is Taurus and says their technology has rendered star signs obsolete.
Yeah.
Kiki Palmer notices something and says it's too soon. Then we see a man on his knees proposing in what looks like a fjord. It is too soon.
It is.
She just broke up with a guy by smashing his entire apartment building with a pitchiness.
Would be fun though, I must say. I would do that.
Then they're getting married.
Yes.
She just got proposed to in a fjord and she's getting married.
What is time?
What is time? You may now kiss the bride, and she starts singing Can't Get Enough in a wedding dress with pornographic cutouts.
Yes, absolutely.
Heart-shaped pornographic cutouts.
Yeah, makes sense.
Her friends are goggle boxing the wedding.
That was so good. I like that.
Saying she probably thinks the rain is a sign. Then she's marrying some other guy, but the weddings are identical. And then her Gogglebox wedding guests point out there's a third husband.
Yeah.
I love that she just hires the same venue each time. Yeah. Like, no, they won't notice.
That worked. It wasn't the wedding that was the problem.
Yeah.
It was the marriage.
It was the man. Yeah. The wedding was fine. The man was the problem.
Yeah.
I just do the whole thing again, replace him. Her Gogglebox buddies all make terrible speeches, and then Jen throws the bouquet, but one of her mates says, don't catch it, it's cursed. A gay catches it, and then they all dance.
Yeah.
Jen and her 3 husbands all throw cake at each other, and then she's back in therapy with Fat Joe. Oh. But with all 3 of her husbands in some kind of editing nightmare.
Yeah. I will say, whoever edited this had quite a mountain to climb.
Oh, yeah. There was a lot to do.
This section... Firstly, we loved this song. So,
the song's great.
And
I love that shit.
This was the quote-unquote music video.
Yes.
And for me, this is probably the one that worked the best. Because I liked that one. The friends are hilarious.
The friends are great.
There's genuinely some self-awareness in the things that they are saying... that people probably would actually be like, what is she doing?
What is she doing?
And then they didn't gild the lily. We got that it was 3 different weddings, 3 different guys. They kind of say it, but they don't ram it down our throats. Yeah. And then with the friends, we get an idea of who they are. Without it being like, and this is my this friend, like the one who keeps stealing things. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's a fun little detail that didn't need to be there.
You say that. But I don't know if you looked at the cast list.
I know that they're named.
They're
weirdly.
named what their character traits are.
But they don't hold our hand through that, which I appreciate.
Yes, that's
because
true.
sometimes the hand is held.
The hand is held.
And I didn't need it. And
like
it worked.
the hand being held through the violence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so here they didn't do that, and it worked better.
Yeah.
And I just enjoyed seeing Derek Huff and Jen spin around the dance floor.
The dances were all great. Dancing is great. So her and her husband's in therapy. They all feel like objects. They say that are owned by her, and she tells all of them that they treat her like shit.
Yep.
Which I think is Jen-lish for why don't you pay as much attention to me as I pay attention to me.
Yeah.
She says being with him, all of them I'm guessing, feels like home. But I left home for a reason.
Oh my god, she's running away from home at 55.
She ran away from home at 18 and she's running away from home again.
Obsessed. Wonderful.
She left home for a reason. Because she was an adult and it was time. Yeah. That was the reason. Yeah.
Social services said, you need to go.
You need to go. Yeah. Your parents can't afford you anymore. You're an adult. The star signs say goodbye to Pisces, Virgo, and Cancer. She's running out of signs.
She is. What's she going to do? Jen.
Post Malone tries to crack onto Jane Fonda, and it is everything.
It is.
And I'm like, oh, I would watch that movie. I would watch the Post Malone Jane Fonda romance movie.
It could be a follow-up to Monster-in-Law.
It could be.
Where now the mum's getting married.
Yes.
I would watch that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And Jen comes to the wedding to try and ruin it.
Yes.
Because she thinks they're wrong for each other because she used to date Post Malone.
Yes. Yeah.
And he was bad to her.
Yes.
But in reality, she was bad to him because he didn't pay enough attention to her.
Yeah.
Because she needs all the attention.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I've written it. It's amazing.
Yeah. It's called Regular-in-Law.
Regular-in-Law. And Post Malone's nude for the whole thing. Anyway.
I'm going to get a bit of pre-Malone thinking about the Post Malone.
Don't. Woo, I'm going to have to get on my OnlyFans.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get the mug out. Thud.
Jane thinks watching J-Lo's Love Life is like watching a Vanderpump Rules marathon. Which is the funniest line in the whole thing. Until 4 a.m. They joke about Vanderpump for a while and then decide they can't intervene in J-Lo's life, but her friends can. Jen gets home with some guy and they're drinking and laughing and clearly about to hook up, and he's about half her age, bless.
Yeah. I think this is meant to be Casper.
I think so.
Yeah, if I had to guess.
Yeah. Well, partly Casper, partly someone else, as we'll see soon.
Yes, I wrote it in capitals.
Jen's judgy Gogglebox wedding buddies are in the kitchen and she wants to know why.
Yeah.
She thinks it's her birthday. I love that she can't remember when it is.
I know.
She's much older. They reveal it's an intervention. The man she's brought home thinks he should go, and she talks him into staying. And just as she starts asking why they think she needs an intervention, a gun falls out of his pants. Can anyone say Sean P. Puff Puff Diddy Daddy Combs?
Yes. It's been a minute since we've seen the Sean. Oh my God. My notes on this part are threefold. Firstly, I love angry drunk, not junk, intervention Jen. I would watch a whole movie of angry drunk intervention Jen.
Angry drunk intervention Jen is having the best
time. I wrote the gun. Diddy's gun?
Diddy's gun out the window of the limo.
And then, not to get too serious, but there's a lot obviously out there at the moment. And people are, because it is, pile on Jen time.
Yes.
There's a lot of people who are like, oh, she should have, known and blah, blah. Why is she this?
Why
and that?
hasn't she said anything about Diddy? Why hasn't she come out in defense of the women?
Yeah. And it's like, well, we don't know what happened. There was actual footage of him beating the shit out of someone.
Yes.
We don't know if that did or didn't happen.
Yes.
But I can understand maybe going, I've just got to stay away from that dumpster fire, actually.
Yeah.
I've got my own divorce rumours to deal with.
Yeah.
Just kind of
Yeah. People already aren't buying tickets to my concert. I can't weigh in on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave that one. And yeah.
Yeah.
I also love when, you'll probably get to it, but Jen basically snaps and tells everyone that you're shit and no one likes you. And
Oh yeah, it's coming. They ask how old the date is because he looks barely 20, and Jen says, "That's inappropriate because I'm 25." Because she's much older and came singing late. He leaves and she says she loves him, and the goggle boxes are aghast. During the intervention, they tell her she's got a love addiction, and she character assassinates each of them
so good.
with one sentence only, which is some feat because most of their characters are barely a sentence as it is. Yeah. Jen gets upset that they're so down on love. She just wants to be in love and grow old together.
Yeah.
But not too old.
No. They will grow old. I will say the same.
Yeah.
So this scene and what happens in it and the content in it kind of explains the problem with the whole movie.
Yeah.
Which is, this is incredibly well acted. It's funny. It's fun. As soon as you remember that it's just about trying to find a boyfriend, that's when it loses its power.
Yes.
I said, no one actually says that trying to find a partner is crazy.
No.
You know, she makes a few points about how jaded people are, sure.
Yeah.
But most people still couple up. Like, no one's trying to, like, take that away. But she acts like they are. And when she says, I know what they say about me, about hopeless romantics, that we're weak. No one says that.
No one says that.
And so she thinks that this is really profound.
Yes.
But it's when that comes through that you go, oh, you've broken the scene. It was really fun when you were Angry Drunk Jen.
Well, you know why that is, don't you?
Why?
For the same reason that all the lyrics on the album are terrible. It's because she wrote them. And she has the depth of a puddle.
Yeah. I said, I think she's written this script based on what she thinks other people are saying about her. Yeah. But no one's actually saying that. And if Fat Joe was a real therapist, he'd point that out.
Yes.
Get the fuck out of our podcast.
Get the fuck out.
Get the fuck out of our podcast.
Get the fuck out.
Just walk away.
Walk away.
You tacky regular bitch. Get the fuck right out of my face.
Regular bitch.
Woo. We are almost home.
He said he's awesome.
My lord.
I'm puffed out. All that dancing.
There's so
Puff
much...
Diddy Daddy dancing.
So much Foleyed dancing. There's still so much of this ridiculous...
regularity.
Broken heart pump machine thing. Yeah. And... scientists in the mud.
I know.
Muddy science gardeners. Anyway, things get crazier.
Somehow.
Don't know it becomes more not okay. All right, join us next Mariah Monday for another trip to the Regularverse. It's it's so strange.
You know what? It's better than having to go back to Mariah's world in this iteration.
Kind of weirdly true.
I know.
Although she hasn't sung "This Is Me Now," and that was not great on the album, and I doubt it's going to be any better in the film.
Imagine if it just elevates everything and we applaud.
No. All right. See you next week in the Regularverse. Bye, Lamely.
Bye.